Hey everybody. So this next video is going to be talking a little bit about hair and nails. So a lot of the stuff in here are things we already covered, but we're going to go in a little more detail than what we previously discussed. So to begin here, hair and nails, obviously, find those in the skin. Both are made of hard keratin compared to the soft keratin of the skin. If you don't believe me, feel the difference between the skin on your forearm and your nails. Right? So it is a harder keratin. So let's talk a little bit about hair. Almost every part of your body is going to be covered in hair of some sort. Your lips, nails, palms of your feet, palms of your hands, they're not going to have skin on it, as well as a couple other locations of the body. However, for the most part, you're going to have hair all over, but they might be a little different. So the hair on your head is going to be a little bit different than the hair on your arms. So something to keep in mind. So the different types of hair, different amounts of hair, and let's begin right here. Sometimes you're going to have this very fine, downy, and even unpigmented hair that's going to cover the fetus of a fetus. So with that said, that's called a nugo. So it is a slightly different type of hair. Whereas if we look at someone who is like me, someone a little bit older than a fetus, they may have other unpigmented hairs called vellus that's going to cover most of the body, and other types of hair like what's on our head or on your face, your terminal hair, which is going to be a little bit coarser, usually longer, and it is going to be pigmented, so it's going to have a different color. And sometimes hair is going to grow at different parts of your lifetimes. Early on, around puberty, it might change. A little bit later in life, it'll start to change as well. You might have some showing up in places you don't want it to, maybe on your back, chest, your nose, your ears, and like we said previously, slightly different types of hairs, slightly different functions. So, that said, the hair itself is divided into a couple of parts. We have the swollen base, where the hair originates from, the root, which is the remainder of the hair within the follicle, and the shaft, which is the part that you see above the skin, the part that you actually see. So in other words, root below the skin, can't see it. The shaft is what you do see. The color of the hair is due to the relative abundance of the melanin. So there are two types of melanin that do exist, one of which is more of like a reddish hair or reddish color, and the other melanin is we're going to give like a yellow or a brownish appearance. So that's why we can see various colors within our skin itself as well as within our hair. Notice I keep touching the top of my head for some reason, right? Because I know hair's up here, right? So, and even if, like in my case here, you can't see it that well, but you may have even different color in facial hair or other hair throughout the body. The hair follicle is going to dip into the dermis, which is going to have two layers. The epithelial root sheath is an extension of the dermis, and connective tissue root sheath also below, and it's going to surround the epidermal sheath. All right. Also associated with this are going to be hair receptors, which is the erector pili muscle, which is part of which is a smooth muscle. So this is involuntary nervous system. So the erector pili muscle are what's going to allow your hair to stand up. So if someone scares you or if you get cold, you're going to notice sometimes you're going to get goosebumps and the hair on your arm may stick up, right? Or the hair on the back of your neck may stick up. That is because of these erector pili smooth muscles. Here's an image from underneath the microscope that demonstrates everything we just talked about. And here's an animation of all the same things. So you can see everything from the different epidermal cells, what we discussed a little while ago, hair root, shaft, hair papilla. So here are the many different parts of the hair. Again, this is an accessory organ to the skin. All right, so these are just different accessories. We're going to talk more about these other accessory organs in just a second. The growth of the hair is because of mitosis in the stratum basale layer, so at the very bottom, like we discussed before. However, the amount of mitotic division that occurs depends, right? So if you are having thinning of the hair, alopecia, this is usually an age-related thing. So as you get older, you may start to have thinning of your hair. However, it also could be from other reasons. Maybe you are malnourished. Maybe there is a disease. Could be emotional trauma, radiation. There's many different things that can impact your skin's ability, or your skin and hair's ability to grow hair. Another one could be genetic. So pattern baldness is something you may see, as well as hypertrichosis, which is when you have too much hair, typically in places you don't want it, right? Maybe on your back. So there are different things that be going on. Things that could be epigenetic, things that could be genetic from birth, things that change over time, could be your environment, right? Epigenetic. So things to think about. Could be disease. Next up here are your nails, and you can see the nail bed and the nail plate. So these are going to be protective coverings on the skin. Again, it is a harder keratin that creates this, and your nails are going to be coming from the stratum corneum layer. Here's just an image here. You can see different parts of the nail. You have the nail bed, nail plate, which is the nail itself, and the lanula. If you have any questions on your hair and nails, please let me know.